And in our main event, it really just, if anybody attended the last fight, you saw what a war this fight was. One of Holly's toughest fights, up against Myriam Lamare, 20-3, and one from 10 KOs from Marseille, France. Coming another French woman. She's trained by Lucia Riker, and these people have just been hounding us for a rematch. We told her she needed to get back in the ratings and get down to the top level. She's not right now. She's #1 in the world at 140 pounds. Holly's #1 in the world at 147 pounds, and Holly's pound for pound the best female boxer in all weights. So Holly's going to go back down to 140, claim that #1 spot there too, and then whatever comes from that, she'll take care of business from there. But it's a tough fight for Holly. She's always up to the task. Before I bring up Holly, I'd like to bring up her Mike Winklejohn to say a couple words. Thank you.
Hi guys, I'll make it quick. I know you want to listen to Holly. Myriam gave us a good fight last time. You know what? Fighting Holly is kind of a tough nut because of her footwork and her movement, but we watched tape of her, and last fight I thought she was going to keep coming forward, and instead she caught us off guard a little bit because she stopped and she started countering Holly, and so we had to change our game plan. So she's maturing as a fighter, Miss Lamare is, and she's getting better, so I'm sure she's got something else up her sleeve for this fight, and it's becoming a bigger and bigger chess match for us every time we fight, because Holly's fights are everywhere on the internet and people are trying to game plan against her. With that being said, Holly's going to do what she always does, be victorious, and definitely looking for the knockout in this fight. She's getting better and better with every fight. Come watch it. Thanks.
One thing I want to add to that is, you know, Myriam is being trained once again by Lucia Riker, who still to the date thinks she was the best female in the world. I don't know what she has. She has some. She really likes Holly, I guess. I don't know, but she's obsessed with beating Holly, and she'll do anything and everything to try to do it. And we were supposed to have them on Skype, but she's the master of head games, and they didn't want to participate. So I apologize for that. We did plan on having Lucia and them, but that's just the way it is with Lucia. Myriam's real fine, but. Next up, pound for pound, the best female fighter in the world, Holly Holm.
Woo! After the last fight, a lot of people are asking me, oh, well, what's going to be up for you now? And I think the biggest question is like, oh, well, this one's not going to be as tough as your last fight, though, right? Like, no, every fight is so tough. Mentally and physically. And, you know, I was thinking after this last fight with all the emotions into it, what I really appreciate more than they know is, you know, I don't have a promoter that's just looking for easy things to promote or not, or an easy fight. He has let me be challenged because he's had faith in me, and I appreciate that about Lenny more than he knows. And as well as my coach, I remember my first really big fight that he told me about. I thought, oh, okay, well, if he has faith in me, then he wouldn't put me up against something he didn't have faith in me for. And I think that that has helped me really get mentally through a lot of these fights. And here we are again at the beginning of another fight, nervous as I'll be. And I'm excited for it. I'm excited to take on the challenge. And I'm excited to be able to be back in the ring with Myriam Lamare. She was one of my toughest fights, especially in, you know, the game planning part. Not a lot of people have been able to do that. Sometimes the game plan we put together just falls in place. They do what we think they're going to do, and it's up to me to perform. I'm not saying every fight I've performed well, but as far as the game plan, she's the only one that really had us guessing from round to round. And I appreciate that about the fight, but it also makes me want to even do better and bring a game plan to her and make a tough fight for her. So it wasn't a shock with this fight. I always knew back in my mind that I'd be back in the ring with her, and I'm looking forward to it. And I have a lot of work ahead of me. The first press conference is always my most nerve-wracking because I know it's the beginning. We have a couple months of really hard work. And the closer you get to the fight, the more the nerves settle down in a certain way because you know you've put the hard work in. So I just want to thank my coach and thank Lenny for having faith in me and always pushing me. I feel like I've become a better person in the inside and outside the ring. Things.
And that's, thank you, Holly. And that's just the truth. Holly has fought the who's who of boxing. There's nobody, as I've said before, in history, she's the best female boxer in my opinion to ever walk in the ring. Some of them have had great names. Layla Ali, she didn't really fight anybody. Holly has taken up every challenge that has come by. And as a promoter, our job is to give the fans great fights. And yes, earlier in her career, we did do that. But at some point, about the second or third year, it was very obvious that there was nobody in Holly's league, So it made my job real easy because that's how confident I am in her and Mr. Winklejohn, that they're the best in the world. Mr. Winklejohn puts the best game plans together, and Holly executes them. And as a team, we've worked great. So I'm really excited about the card. We're going to have a dynamite night, guaranteed. We want to close out the year in New Mexico boxing with the best card of the year. So if I can get everybody to come up and take a group picture, I thank everybody for coming out today. Tickets are on sale right now. Get your tickets. As you know, this will be a sellout.